What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we are officially 2 days out from the Arnold Classic, but before we get to any Arnold Classic news, we have an update from Michal Krizo, who won 5 international Arnold Classics, by the way. It looks like he finished up his rebound and recovery phase after the Olympia, and now he's starting his bulk phase. I won't be surprised when he has the biggest arms in the IFBB this year. His arms are just ridiculous. You don't see huge arms with peaks like that very often, let me tell you. Krizo said in a previous video that if he bulks up 20 more pounds this offseason, that he'll consider it successful. Krizo, with another 20 pounds in the right places, could mean massive improvements like we've never seen before. Mainly his back and his endurance and posing needs improvement, but assuming he can keep his waist tight, expectations are very high for Michal Krizo. He's definitely my favorite newcomer to the IFBB from the 2022 season. It looks like he's up at least a couple of pounds already, and still relatively lean too from what we can see. So it looks like Krizo had a successful rebound, took his downtime, and now he's getting back to work. No announcement on any future competition plans as of yet, but I'll keep you guys posted right here. So back to some Arnold Classic updates. Samson Dauda has arrived in Columbus, Ohio. After a bit of rest, Samson hit up the pros gym and went right back to work. Samson is meeting up with his coach Milos Sarshev later today, but before that, Samson tipped the scales this morning at an insane 297 pounds. Man, seriously, what a monster. Now, Samson got up to 330 pounds in the 2022 offseason, and man, from how he looks, he is going to be an absolute monster on stage. Samson just seemed to blow up out of nowhere last year, and is not only an undeniable force in the IFBB, but he's a frontrunner to win that Arnold Classic in a lot of people's eyes. And he still has room to improve. Now for this show, I expect he'll probably be just over 300 pounds on stage, so he might have somewhere around, 50 pounds on Nick Walker. We'll look at Nick's weight in a minute. How crazy would it be if Samson came close to matching Nick for overall mass this weekend? Man, when this guy fills out, we haven't even begun to see the best of what Samson is going to bring to the stage this weekend. Now, we are starting to see some of the best of Nick Walker in his recent check-in with Matt Jansen at 3 days out. And the best way I can say what I see here is Nick is sending a message with this update. To the fans, he's getting everyone fired up for the show. To his competitors, look out, boys. Nick is really starting to fill out. It's actually ridiculous how much Nick fills out from flat to bursting full when he carbs up. But you can still see the striations. Like, he's got lines in these updates that I don't think we've ever seen from him before. Not only that, but he tipped the scales himself this morning at 249.2 pounds. This will definitely be the most shredded Nick Walker we have ever seen on a bodybuilding stage. This is why Nick is one of the best in the world. His ability to respond is just incredible, and it looks like him and Matt really have this down to a science at this point. But I'm sure Matt will have his eye on him after every meal if he can do it, because this isn't the situation that Nick has had to deal with in the recent past, if ever before. Nick has to be peaked for the second time in, 10 weeks? Not that I think they'll have a problem, but I think it's a detail that's worth being considered. But that's true of a lot of competitors in this show. But yeah, it looks like Nick is on track to hit his peak and take that second Arnold victory. Now, switching over to Classic Physique, Urs Kalecinski has his sights set on his own Arnold Classic title. In his most recent physique update at 3 days out, Urs is looking like he's bringing in his trademark conditioning. Now, I'll talk about that in a second, but for me, it doesn't look like Urs is going to bring any improvements from a size standpoint, which isn't surprising in such a short period of time after the Olympia, but he does need a bit more size. Don't get me wrong, Urs is showing up in shape, but in order to really push a guy like Ramon who has, great shape and really round muscle bellies, I think Urs needs a bit more size through the arms especially to really make his physique flow perfectly from top to bottom. Now, I actually think that from a conditioning standpoint, I think Urs is going to look better here than he did at the Olympia. But I think 2 to 3 training sessions a day may have taken its toll on his physique a little bit. I don't think he looks like his physique is tired necessarily, and he still needs to fill out a bit, but we'll see if those 2 to 3 training sessions a day during his prep are going to pay off and get him the victory, or if Ramon Dino is going to show up and take the victory for himself. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. We are only 2 days out from the Arnold Classic. I'll have all the updates for you guys right here. Be sure to like and subscribe.